Travis Kelce stood in his Manhattan hotel suite, watching morning traffic crawl through the concrete jungle below. Tomorrow was the view, but today felt manageable. Just some radio spots and a photo shoot promoting Tight End University's charity drive. His publicist, Marcus, called from the lobby. "Ready for the media blitz? Don't forget, the View will definitely ask about Taylor." Before we jump back in, tell us where you're tuning in from. And if this story touches you, make sure you're subscribed, because tomorrow I've saved something extra special for you. "I can handle real questions," Travis said, adjusting his navy blazer. That evening, he FaceTimed Taylor from his room. Her smile filled the screen from her Nashville apartment. "How was day one of the Travis Kelce media tour?" she asked. "Good. Tomorrow's the View, though. You know they're going to ask about us." "Just be yourself," she said firmly. "The guy who built his own empire before he was Taylor Swift's boyfriend. That guy doesn't need to prove anything to anyone." "Even when they ask if I'm just riding your coattails?" "Especially then." Her voice was warm but certain. "Now get some sleep. And tomorrow, just don't get canceled." He laughed despite his nerves. "No promises." The ABC building buzzed with live television energy. Travis arrived at 7 a.m., greeted by Lena Velez, the View's young social media manager. "I'm a huge Chiefs fan," she said, leading him through corridors lined with photos of past guests. "Well, I became one last season." In the green room, Joy Behar burst in with signature energy. "Travis, you know we got to talk about your girlfriend, right? She's only the biggest pop star on the planet." Before he could respond, Sunny Reynolds entered like she owned the building. Sharp-featured, commanding presence, expensive crimson blazer. "We're going to have fun today," Sunny said, extending her hand. "Talk football, your charity work, and yes, Taylor. But here's the thing, our audience loves authenticity. When we ask about your relationship, just be real. Don't give us media-trained robot answers." "I can handle real." "Can you? Because real in daytime television can get uncomfortable fast." In makeup, Sunny continued her probing. "We're going to talk football, but you know Taylor's name is coming up, right? I mean, we'd be crazy not to ask about whether you ever feel overshadowed." "Overshadowed? She's Taylor Swift. That's a pretty big shadow to stand in." Travis caught Lena's concerned expression in the mirror. Something felt different about Sunny's tone, friendly but calculating. The View's set was brighter than it appeared on TV. Travis took his seat under hot studio lights as the opening theme swelled. "We're here with Travis Kelce, who's catching headlines for all the right reasons." Travis smiled, settling into comfortable territory as they discussed Tight End University's raising $900,000 for youth programs. "And the Nashville event was special," Sunny noted. "Taylor surprised everyone with a performance." "Yeah, it was unreal," Travis said, his voice warming. "She's just supportive. She gets that football's my thing, my safe space." "Your safe space," Sunny repeated, leaning forward. "That's interesting phrasing. Do you find you need a safe space these days?" Travis felt the conversation shifting, like sensing pass rush before it arrived. "Football's always been my first love. There's a lot of noise in the world, but on that field, it's just pure." "What kind of noise?" Sunny pressed. Joy jumped in with humor about his dancing at Taylor's concerts, earning laughter. Travis relaxed, finding his rhythm in the natural banter. "She picks things up fast," he said about Taylor learning football. "She understands the game better than some TV analysts." "And what's she teaching you?" Sunny interjected, her voice cutting through the laughter with surgical precision. "Must be quite an adjustment, going from Travis Kelce, the NFL star, to being part of something so much bigger." The shift was unmistakable now, like a defense changing coverage mid-play. "I've always been Travis Kelce, the NFL star," he said carefully. "That hasn't changed." "Of course not," Sunny agreed, but her smile sharpened. "I just meant the scale of attention must be overwhelming." Joy shot a quick glance at her co-host. Travis could feel the interview's tenor changing in ways that weren't comfortable. "Can I ask you something a little personal?" Sunny said, consulting her notes with that same evaluating expression from backstage. The studio fell silent, except for camera motors and air conditioning. Travis nodded, his media training kicking in, but something in Sonny's posture told him to brace for impact. Do you ever feel like you're just Taylor Swift's +1 these days? The question landed like a blindside hit. The audience's murmur died instantly. Travis felt his face flush, his carefully constructed composure cracking in real time. He forced a laugh that sounded hollow even to himself. Nah, I mean, she's amazing, obviously, but I'm still out here catching touchdowns, building my foundation, doing my thing. Of course, Sonny continued, but the damage was done. I just meant with all the attention on your relationship. Joy sensed the shift and jumped in desperately. Speaking of Taylor, Travis, can you shake it off when people say things like that? She grinned at her own lyric reference, but the joke fell flat. Travis's smile felt painted on. I shake off a lot of things these days. The interview continued for another 10 minutes, but the energy never recovered. Travis answered questions on autopilot, his mind replaying that moment, the way Sonny had delivered it, the audience's reaction, how exposed he felt. Backstage, Lena Velez watched her phone screen with growing horror. The clip was already circulating on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. "Oh no," she whispered, pulling aside a producer. "This is gonna blow up fast." #+1gate was trending before the show ended. The 30-second clip had been chopped, edited, and memed into viral content. Comments flooded in. Did he just get dragged on live TV? Sonny Reynolds said what we're all thinking. Poor Travis looked devastated. When Travis emerged from the set, his usual post-interview energy was gone. He walked past crew members silently, jaw tight, hand shoved deep in his pockets. "That was," he started to say to his publicist, then stopped. Marcus placed a hand on his shoulder. "We'll figure this out." But Lena was already watching the metrics explode. Every major entertainment outlet was picking up the story. The moment had taken on a life of its own. By 8 p.m., Taylor Swift's social media remained conspicuously quiet. No Instagram stories, no tweets, no acknowledgement of the day that had consumed the internet. Her silence spoke volumes to her fan base. "Where's Taylor?" dominated social platforms. Speculation ran wild. Are they fighting? Is she embarrassed? Did Travis mess up? The hotel lobby swarmed with paparazzi by 9 p.m. Travis watched from his suite window as photographers gathered like vultures, their cameras trained upward, hoping for a shot. His phone buzzed relentlessly, missed calls from friends, family, teammates, everyone wanting to know if he was okay, if the relationship was okay, if he'd seen what people were saying online. He hadn't responded to any of them. For the first time since dating Taylor, Travis felt truly alone in the spotlight. The woman he loved was protecting herself through silence, but that silence left him isolated in a storm of public speculation. He stared at his phone, Taylor's contact at the top of his recent calls. His thumb hovered over her name, but he couldn't bring himself to press it. What would he even say? At midnight, Travis finally called the one person who'd always kept him grounded. Coach Herman answered on the second ring, his gravelly voice cutting through the darkness. "Trav, you okay, son?" "Coach, I..." Travis's voice cracked. "I messed up today. Lost control of the whole thing." Saw the clip. That woman was out of line. For 20 minutes, Travis poured out his frustration. The ambush, the viral moment, feeling like he'd lost his identity in someone else's shadow.
"You remember what I used to tell you?" Coach Herman's voice was steady, familiar. "You don't owe anyone your story. You write your own plays." "Feels like everyone else is writing them now." "Then tomorrow, son, you take back the pen." Meanwhile, the internet had exploded. Swifties clashed with NFL fans in comment sections. A podcast accused Travis of clout chasing. Fan theories spiraled out of control. Lena sat in her apartment, scrolling through the chaos she'd helped create. The metrics were incredible, the View's biggest viral moment in years, but watching Travis's face fall in real time haunted her. She opened her laptop and found his team's contact information. "I didn't know it would hit this hard," she typed. "I'm sorry. Sonny planned that question without telling anyone. Even Robin wasn't aware." She stared at the message for 10 minutes before hitting send. At 2 a.m., Travis's phone buzzed. A simple text from Taylor. "Hey, you okay?" Not dramatic, not defensive, just caring. Travis exhaled for the first time all day. "Been better. That was brutal." "I saw. Want to talk?" They spoke for an hour, not about the interview, not about the internet's theories, just about life. Taylor's voice was warm, present, real. "I love you exactly as you are. +1, main character, supporting actor, none of that matters to me. You're Travis. That's enough. I love you too. Get some sleep. Tomorrow, remind them who you really are." The next morning, Travis woke up to 73 missed calls and a hotel room that felt like a bunker. Sunlight streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows, but the outside world seemed impossibly far away. He'd barely slept, replaying yesterday's interview on an endless loop in his mind. He ordered room service coffee and sat on the edge of his bed, scrolling through the aftermath. The headlines were brutal. Travis Kelce humiliated on live TV. Is Travis just Taylor's arm candy? +1 gate explodes. But beneath the sensationalism, he found something unexpected. Support from unexpected places. A text from Patrick Mahomes. "Bro, that was garbage. You built your own legacy." A tweet from J.J. Watt. "Some of us know what it takes to build something from nothing." @TKelce earned every bit of his platform. Comments from fans who remembered his foundation work before Taylor, his business ventures, his years of grinding in the league, people who knew his story. Travis set down his phone and looked at himself in the mirror across from the bed. Coach Herman's words echoed, "You write your own plays." For the first time in 24 hours, he knew exactly what he needed to do. He moved the hotel room's desk chair in front of the window, natural light creating the perfect frame. No makeup artist, no professional lighting, no PR team crafting talking points. Just him, his phone camera, and the truth he needed to tell. Travis hit record. "Hey everyone. I don't usually do this, responding to stuff that happens in interviews. But yesterday was different, and I think it's important to set this record straight." He paused, gathering his thoughts, letting the silence breathe before continuing. "Someone asked me if I feel like I'm just Taylor Swift's +1 these days. That question caught me off guard, not because it's inappropriate to ask, though honestly it kind of was, but because it suggests something about me that just isn't true." He leaned forward slightly, his hands relaxed in his lap. "I've been in the NFL for 11 years. I've caught over 900 passes, scored 75 touchdowns, won a Super Bowl, and been to the Pro Bowl 8 times. I built Tight End University from an idea into a program that's trained hundreds of players and raised millions for charity. I've invested in businesses, started foundations, and created opportunities for people who look like me to succeed beyond football." His voice grew stronger, more competent. "I did all of that before I ever met Taylor, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the work I've put in, the platform I've earned, and the way I've used it to help others." Travis smiled, the first genuine smile he'd felt since walking off the View set. "Now, am I also proud to be with someone I love? Absolutely. Am I grateful to be part of Taylor's world and to have her be part of mine every single day? Do I enjoy supporting her at her shows and celebrating her incredible achievements? You bet I do." He paused again, his expression growing more serious. "But here's what I want people to understand. Love doesn't diminish you. Supporting someone you care about doesn't make you smaller. Standing next to greatness doesn't erase your own accomplishments. If anything,
Being with Taylor has reminded me how much work it takes to build something that lasts, and how important it is to stay true to who you are in the process. Travis looked directly into the camera, his voice carrying the weight of genuine conviction. I'm not Taylor Swift's plus one. I'm not anyone's plus one. I'm Travis Kelce, NFL player, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and yeah, someone who's lucky enough to be in love with an incredible woman. Those things can all be true at the same time. He sat back slightly, his expression becoming more conversational. To the young athletes watching this, especially the ones who might be dealing with their own version of this question, don't let anyone shrink you down to fit their narrative. You can be great at your sport and support your partner. You can be successful in your own right and celebrate someone else's success. The people trying to make you choose, they're not your people. Travis felt something release in his chest, a tension he hadn't realized he'd been carrying. My high school coach used to tell us, never let the crowd decide your play. Yesterday, I let the crowd get in my head. That's on me. But today, I'm calling my own plays again. He smiled one more time, this one reaching his eyes. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the support from everyone who knows my story. And thanks for reminding me that the opinions of people who don't know me don't define me. Travis reached for his phone to stop recording, then paused. Oh, and to that co-host who asked the question, no hard feelings. You gave me the chance to say something I apparently needed to say, so thanks for that too. He ended the recording and immediately posted it to Instagram without editing, without overthinking, without running it past anyone. The video was raw, honest, and completely his own. Within minutes, the response was overwhelming. Comments flooded in from teammates, celebrities, fans, and even people who never heard of him before yesterday. The narrative was shifting in real time. Lena Velez was one of the first to repost it, adding simply, "This is what accountability and class look like." Even Sunny Reynolds liked the post, though she didn't comment. By afternoon, major news outlets were praising Travis's response. "Masterclass in Crisis Management," read one headline. "Travis Kelce shows how to handle adversity with grace," read another. But the comment that mattered most came from Taylor, posted publicly for the first time since the interview. "Proud of you. Always." Travis turned off his phone and looked out at Manhattan one more time before leaving. Tomorrow, he'd fly back to Kansas City, back to training camp, back to the world where he'd always known exactly who he was. The storm had passed. He'd weathered it by remembering what Coach Herman had taught him years ago. The only person who gets to define you is you. And Travis Kelce was just getting started.